Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City just a lovely place to live. I'm your host, Colin Johnson, with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you're interested in buying or selling a home in the area, or if you're looking at investing in a rental property, give us a call at 423-930-8003, and we will look forward to helping you. Now, let's get to today's episode. Welcome to the podcast, Lauren Glass Mullins. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for signing up as another guest on our podcast. I think some people may think it may be a little bit of a punishment coming in here, but hopefully you won't feel that way.
Colin, you should already get the vibes that I like to talk.
Well, I'm going to throw some just weird stuff at you because you're all about personality, and I'm trying to keep you on your toes. Like, what is this guy's situation? What is he doing? Why is he acting this way? All right. So first questions first. What do you love most about Johnson City? And you can't say people or mountains because everybody says people or mountains.
Okay. What do I love most about Johnson City?
Yeah.
I love Annie Ruth's pretzel.
The pretzels. Oh.
I love the pretzels. I actually drove by on my way here and was sad because it was closed. Because I was like,
I drive by there and my mouth just starts watering. Like it's almost like I can feel it right now. Like I'm going, I want one of those donuts. They're so good.
The donut, the pretzel, all
Do you
the
like
things.
the donut better or the pretzel?
You know, I was just stuck on the donut for so long, but I have moved over to the pretzel.
Okay.
But I would not turn down either.
What if you did like salty sweet? You could like take a bite of each at the same time.
That
could be the
double
podcast.
fist in the.
That could be the podcast tip of the day. Go get you both. Make a little sandwich. Okay, so tell us a little bit about Lauren. Where did you grow up?
So I know this is the Johnson City Living Podcast, but I technically grew up in Kingsport. So I hope that doesn't get me kicked out of the chair.
We've had some of those people on here before. But yes, no, we love the Tri-Cities. I love Kingsport.
Same. So yeah, I grew up in Kingsport. I'm trying to think, how far back should we go, Colin, about me? What's
origin story? I don't know. I mean,
so it was a snowy day.
Yeah. Long time ago.
Is that too far back?
My great grandfather walked over from the mountains.
Yeah, they came over from somewhere.
Right.
And now we're here. But
there you go.
No, I grew up in Kingsport. I loved Kingsport, was there, went to college at King.
Okay.
So I've really lived in Johnson City for a period.
To Bristol. Yeah.
So I've, dabbled in all of the Tri-Cities and have always enjoyed living here, but of course got the itch to be like, oh, I think I'm going to move away for a little while and just try something else out. And I went to Atlanta for 5 years.
What did we do in Atlanta? What took us down there?
I built a business. I started the idea for the business when I was 18. Actually started building it when I was 23. Got accepted to a co-working space in Atlanta that really helped. It's like an accelerator co-working hybrid. And I went. And so I was there for almost 5 years and said I would never move back. And look at me.
Look at you.
I'm back.
Well, and I feel like we're in one of those spaces right now. We're in a small business incubator called the ETSU Innovation Lab. And we're doing podcasts, which is kind of cool.
I know, it's fun.
So tell us about this business that you I have a 19-year-old who's he's entrepreneurial as well. And he wanted to start something a long time ago. And tell me how you followed through with that idea and it took you to Atlanta.
Yeah. When I was 18, I was a senior in high school, and all of my friends they knew-ish what they wanted to do when they graduated.
Right.
And I had no idea what I wanted to do. I wasn't really passionate about anything outside of my social life at school and sports. And obviously, I'm 5 foot tall. Sports weren't going to take me, much further than 12th grade.
WNBA in your future. Yeah.
That wasn't going to be for me. And so I really just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I'll never forget this, which this didn't age well, but the overarching story just, is still good. So follow me, because when I say this, it was like a bit of a controversy, but went to see the movie The Blind Side.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So good.
Great movie. No matter what happened after, okay? Because people have come at me since then. There was, whatever.
Always going to be some haters.
There's always going to be some haters.
Right.
And so went to see that movie with friends. And there was a part in the movie, very everybody knows this part, but the family adopted Michael Orr. He says, I've never had a bed before. And that really, as an 18-year-old, struck me. And I was like, wait, what does he mean? Like he never had a bed before? Out of the whole movie, that was the part that just stuck to me. And so,
I think it's cool how the Lord will
yes,
prick your heart in certain ways and just creates, a passion for something.
totally. He will use it if he's going to use. He uses extremely odd ways to get to me, but we'll take it. A movie, it's
So
fine.
he works in mysterious ways, is what we say.
He
Because
really
I'm
does.
like, oh wow, I didn't even think you could, yeah,
I was 18 with my friends in a movie theater. No,
right,
I didn't expect to get like the call of my life in
right,
that moment. So that part of the movie just replayed and replayed in my mind. And growing up, a man that I really respected, I watched him preach a lot of funerals. And he would always say, "I'm not gonna preach this person's funeral. The way that they lived that's what we're gonna talk about here today." And that's something that I had heard my whole life, but it's something about not knowing what I wanted to do with my life and thinking about that a lot. I was very existential at 18. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I've done nothing." I'm 18, by the
right.
way. But I'm like, "I've done nothing." And then this part of this movie, it was just like a perfect storm. And I'll never forget, weeks after seeing that movie, I walked into the kitchen and my parents were cooking dinner. And I was like, I'm going to start a nonprofit. And they were like, okay, okay.
Tell
And
us more.
so,
Yeah,
yeah. And so there's a lot of people that helped me along the way. And I started a nonprofit that provided beds to kids in the Tri Cities that didn't have beds, which is a huge problem, was a huge problem. Lots of people solving it now, which is amazing.
but it's still a huge problem.
It's still a huge problem. And so started that when I was 18, that was so fun. Around 21, I really was sick of having to fundraise. I didn't like knowing that what I wanted to accomplish hinged on other people giving me money.
Sure.
And this was the same time that Tom's Shoes came out, and he wrote a book called Start Something That Matters. And it was all about social entrepreneurship, which it's so funny to think that because I am still young, but it feels crazy that I was around when that movement started.
We were around. Carly and I went to a conference where he spoke all
That's
about
so
it.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really still admire him a lot. But, anyways, read that book and was like, oh, wait, I could just start a business to fund the nonprofit. And I'm like, what business makes sense for this? And I started sewing pillows. Okay, that's a whole other thing. At an apartment right behind Kroger, was like, I'm going to sew pillows and sell them. And my mom helped me buy sewing machines off like Craigslist and stuff. And all of my college friends, I have pictures where I'm teaching them all to sew
that's
and we're
cool.
all around this table. And long story short, this was also at the beginning of Instagram influencers. And an influencer bought one of these pillows that we were making, posted it. And overnight, I think I had $50,000 worth of orders. And we were hand sewing, machine sewing. So I'm like, okay, there's something here. So, anyways, that was my first business. That was the one that I moved away to pursue, and then I sold it. And yeah,
That's awesome. So you
thanks.
created a pillow business
I created a pillow
and
business.
you sold it. What was it called?
It was called Throw.
Okay.
So it was an acronym. We together helping reach our world, and it was like a play on throw pillows. Obviously,
That's awesome.
it was really fun.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It
And
was
then you
cool.
sold it.
Yeah, I sold it. I felt like I'd taken it as far as I could take it,
Mhm.
and was experiencing burnout for the first time, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Right.
And I thought I had a good opportunity to get out, and I did. And I came back home and said, I'm never going to start another business. And then I did.
Never say never,
You should
as we
never
say.
say
We
never.
say never say never because you just never know. All right. But then you started a new business and
I
it's
did.
called Personality Pool.
Yes.
Tell us all about it because I have no clue what this is. And I didn't do it. Sometimes I'll do a dive on people, but I hadn't had time today to do it.
That's
So I don't even know. So I'm going to be learning just like our listeners. So
I
tell us
love
all
it.
about Personality Pool.
So, in the midst of all of this other stuff I was doing before I made the move to Atlanta, I did have to get an actual job and make money. And I was in sales. And so when I was trying to get this sales job, I could not get a job because I didn't have any experience on my resume. You know, you graduate from college and you also need to have 20 years of experience.
Yeah, they don't teach you that in college.
Yeah. And 20 years of experience when you're 21, that's hard. That's really hard. So, I couldn't get a job, and I just thought if I could meet the hiring manager, then it wouldn't matter what's on my resume because I can prove to them that I can
You
do
can
this.
lock it in.
I can lock it in. And so that's what I did. I luckily um, had a friend that was a hiring manager at Verizon, and I was like, "You got to give me a job. Like, I promise I can do it. Don't look at my resume. Just trust me." And he gave me that job, and that was solely based on my personality and my willingness to learn. And so did that for a while, moved to Atlanta, always kind of thought about that in the back of my mind. And again, like getting your inspiration from just pay attention. You know what? If you want like to build something or have an idea, you really just have to be open to it because you never know when inspiration's going to hit. But I was in New York City and I saw this billboard for BetterHelp. So again, when like the online therapy stuff was becoming a thing, and there was something about knowing that you could like easily access professionals, even if it was mental health professionals, that was really intriguing to me. And so I came home and I originally personality pool was something different. I had the idea that college students and people that were just graduating like I was when I couldn't get a job, if I could build a platform that could connect them to mentors and business professionals, then maybe they would have a higher likelihood of being placed in a job because they made a personal connection. And so did that for a while and really listened to the market and started seeing that people were being recruited from that and just ran with that and thought, how can we build a piece of technology that allows companies that really do care about culture, fit, and personality to screen for that outside of a resume? And it just really, over several years morphed into personality pool. And it is a piece of technology that works with hospitality, retail, entry level sales, and helps them screen their candidates by personality.
Okay. I like this.
Yes.
So I'm looking for somebody to hire. I probably find someone I'm wanting to interview maybe, and then I send them the personality pool first to get like a breakdown of them kind of thing. Or do I call you and go, hey, I'm looking for this kind of person? And you go, well, we've got 20 of them in the Johnson City area.
So no, it's a SaaS model. So software as a service. So
Okay.
it's very hands off on my end.
Gotcha.
So what happens is a company signs up to
Okay.
use it. They complete a culture profile. This is where they input all of the data about their organization, what makes somebody thrive there, all of that good stuff. And then they will create a job posting within Personality Pool. It's 3 video questions that you want your candidates to answer.
Cool.
And so you'll have that job posting. You can connect it to job boards. You can have it on your website. You can text it, email. It's just a link. The candidates will see that and they'll answer the questions. And then our tech takes their questions and pulls out all of the data points that are relevant to what you're looking for. And we give you a scorecard on them. So kind of like build a virtual personality resume for you to review.
Gotcha.
And then normally from there, it leads to an in-person interview.
But you got video too, right?
You've got video, yeah.
So you can kind of see how they are and
Yeah,
get
you
a
can
better
see their
feel for 'em.
energy. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Now, did you have any tech background?
No.
So,
0.
That's good, right? I mean, but you learned that you can collaborate with people who do have that
Yes.
and make it happen.
I did.
And it just doesn't happen by accident sometimes. I mean, you got to either get after it or sometimes it happens by accident. You ran into the right person. How did you get the person who's behind the scenes on all the tech stuff?
So it's evolved now. Our tech team is a lot different than when we first started, but I actually was connected to my co-founder, who is still a part of the company, but more in an advisory role through the Innovation Lab.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Full
really
circle.
Cool. How many employees do you guys have?
We have 2 full-time and about 10 contractors that we work with.
Okay. And then where do you want to talk about sales and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we can.
Where are you at for sales in 2025?
2025. Well, we'll say customers because
okay.
the dollar amount can vary, but we are at 20 companies that we work with.
Okay.
And have a great trajectory for 2026 of growth. And we also raised venture capital last year, right under $1 million.
Wow.
And that was Personality Pool was the first recipient of a statewide initiative, investment initiative based in Nashville. And yeah, we were the first one in their portfolio.
That's cool. Okay. I hear about people saying, yeah, we raise venture capital money. Da, 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 da. What are you going to do with it? Is all my question. Like,
Yeah.
so you raised $900,000.
Right.
Where are we going to go with that? And how's that going to make personality pool better?
So before we raised, we had traction. We had customers,
Right.
proof of concept. We knew what we needed to scale. In our case, the venture capital is all about scaling the product, making it more sustainable for enterprise. So we're very less about headcount and like enlarging our sales team or anything like that right now, and more just about taking what we knew worked at a small scale and building out the tech. There's a lot of compliance. There's a lot of stuff that goes into building a platform. So the majority of it is on that.
Yeah. It sounds very interesting. I like it. Now, did you become interested in personalities and people, and where did that come from?
That's a good question. I think I am a self-deprecating humor kind of person. So it's just what I do. I wasn't ever the smartest. I'm not saying I'm not smart, but I was never the smartest in the classroom.
Right.
I was athletic, was never the best. And so I think I learned at an early age that if you're a good, decent person and you do have a personality that attracts people, that you can really leverage that, and maybe you're not the smartest or whatever. And so I think I knew that about myself at an early age, and I knew that I liked people and I liked learning about people and meeting new people and just eat that stuff up. The Enneagram. I don't know if you're into all that stuff, but
I'm
yeah.
a 6. No, Carly's a 6. I'm a 3.
Okay, I'm a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Marissa's a 7.
What is a 7?
Enthusiast.
Enthusiast.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. You guys
Remind me
agree
what a 3
enthusiast.
is. Is that the perfectionist or
Yeah, I
something?
think so.
Okay.
Achiever, maybe. I'll look it
Okay.
up.
I think that. And your wife's a 6. I'm a 6 when I'm
She
not
is
doing good.
great. Well, she's great at seeing all the things I don't see, because I'm like, let's go. Like, I think the Lord put us together perfectly, because I'm like, oh, well, it'll be fine. And I'm like a supreme optimist. It's going to be all worked out. It's going to be great. She's like, well, did you think about that? Did you think about that? I'm like,
That's a
no.
good match.
Why would I think about that? That's crazy. But yeah.
Don't bother me with facts and data.
Right.
We're going off vibes here.
Yes. Right. That's what you guys do, right?
Yeah, we're
as enthusiasts, you're kind of like, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm looking up Enneagram stuff right now.
I know. I want to know what the 3 is. I can't remember.
So
it is the achiever.
So talk about how you integrate Enneagram, and then do you like disc profile kind of stuff, Myers-Briggs? How many different assessments does your data
pull from?
Yeah.
So we started.
Or do you analyze them off the video and I'm interested in how it all works.
Yeah. So we started off with the big 5 and disc. So those are just the most commonly used in the industries that we work in.
Okay.
And so our algorithm is more custom now. So we actually allow you to select from disc, big 5. I think those are the 2 that we have live right now. And it's weighted based on literally their answers in connection to the culture you're trying to build and what they say that supports that. And then we also weigh it against the answers against whatever profile you're most interested in.
What kind of, what kind of feedback are you getting from employers? I do your thing, I show up, and they're like, that dude was nothing like, what he looked like on, because I'm sure some people fake it a little bit too if they're on video,
totally.
Right? And so does your data, does your algorithm kind of look at that as well? Like, oh, they're probably trying a little extra hard, or?
It doesn't really measure that, but what I will say is the people that work with us, majority, first of all, we make a significant impact on retention and turnover rate. So we improve right now by about 40%. Using a tool like Personality Pool will improve your retention rate.
That's great.
And that's simply because if people are willing to do the video assessment, it is likely somebody that's very, very bought in and interested to being on your team.
Gotcha.
Because it is a bit more, I wouldn't say harder, but it takes a bit more to do that versus just hit quick apply on a job.
Right.
So, yeah, I would say overall, the people that work with us, we have only lost, I think, one customer, and that was only because they moved into something like a different lane. So our retention's been really good, which is exciting.
That is really good because that helps out. I mean, so you get ROI on your product,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
If you're like, hey, we can help you keep people because
Yeah,
turnover is terrible.
turnover's terrible, especially in the type of role that we work in. So we really focus on retention rate and improving that, and also time to hire. So if we can measure how much time we save your recruiters from having to review a resume, that's something that we really focus on too.
Yeah. Um, I could see it being very helpful.
I think so.
Yeah. Um, where do you see your company going in the future?
Well, I hope it gets acquired by a much larger company sometime in the next 5 to 7 years. Yeah,
Is that the goal to be
yeah.
buy out?
Yeah, that would be my goal.
You don't want to just snatch up other people and make your own thing?
I don't think so. I can be bought. There's a price for my business.
There you go. Okay. I like it. I like it.
But I'm really still very excited about what we're building. So I'm not looking for that anytime soon. But definitely, in the next 5 to 7 years, that's the plan.
Well, type 7, the enthusiast for you and Marissa. Freedom and satisfaction is your core desire. Core fear being trapped or deprived. So trapped in your business. I could see that. You're joyful, visionary, and energetic. At worst, you're scattered, impulsive, and avoidant.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I'm all messed up myself. I want to be valuable and successful. I fear being worthless. At best, I'm driven, inspiring, and adaptable. At worst, image obsessed, workaholic, disconnected. Yep, some of those click for
Is
sure.
it hitting you?
A little bit, yeah. So, have you done a lot of studies now? Like, are you like a personality expert because you've looked at all this stuff? And
I mean, expert is a strong word, but I do think that I'm very immersed in it. I think it changes a lot
hmm
how people measure it. But what I have actually learned about it is all of these assessments and things are really good information to have.
hmm
But I'm constantly reminded of how important when you're assessing something like this, your gut is. And yeah, so
let's
I
talk about that. Where's the gut feeling come from? You think?
that's you know what? We always are trying to figure out how you measure your gut decision and warmth because giving people all these data points is one thing and it is extremely helpful. But then when you actually interact with somebody or see their energy on the video, we all like something that we say a lot in sales pitches, you know it when you see it. Like I'm going to give you all this stuff, but it's really important that AI and this scorecard only take you so far because there's some things that a computer can't feel.
Right.
And yeah, so I really don't know how you measure that, but when you tell somebody, like, you just know when you know,
Yeah.
and you really do.
Yeah. I'm going to push in and say, I feel, of course, the Holy Spirit's only, you have to surrender your heart to Jesus and then he'll come to you. Right. And so, I feel like that's a lot of the Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah.
And, however, I think there's some intuition out there as well. My wife is very intuitive. We always like I'll be like, "Oh, this is going to be a great person to put on our real estate team," and she is the gatekeeper. She has to go. We have to go to coffee with her, and we got to figure it out, And if it's a no, it's a no. I'm like, okay, and so she's got a great gut instinct, and so, but I think that's probably a lot of the Holy Spirit there.
Yeah.
Talk about AI in your business. How's that helping, or is that more making it more complex, or
AI is like to be okay. So you hear people talk about all the time the .com bubble and like how amazing everything was, and you could do all these things. And I feel like to be living in that time, but with AI, is really exciting for me. I know there's things about it that are scary for sure, but for me personally, first of all, it's helped us to cut cost on development. It's helped us move faster with development. It's helped us to really have like more data points behind the things that we're actually measuring and saying about the candidates that come through our program. So for me, it's been revolutionary. Of course, like I know there's like pros and cons to it for sure, but for us, it's been amazing. And then one downside I would say which is an upside for a lot of people, is that it makes your competition that much faster as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that can pop up faster now. So you have to focus more on brand and really just being the first and the fastest. So, but I like the competition. You know, you got to have it to keep
Yeah,
you going.
it does
So
keep you going. Talk to our listeners and myself a little bit about AI. I feel like, I mean, I hear people like, don't use it like it's a search engine, you know, because
yeah,
I'm like, hey, I just asked ChatGPT to tell me about Enneagram. Yeah, it said, tell me about Enneagram numbers, and it just popped them all up. But I, I'm working to become a better question asker.
okay.
And so, of chat and that kind of thing, tell us some tips and tricks that you found and you're using, and how are you leveraging it like on a day to day to where our listeners could be like, oh, I didn't even like, because I think of like, I'm like, I didn't even think you could do that.
Of what you could use it
Right.
for.
The thing that's scary to me is that they're starting to make robots. And then once those robots start making robots, that's when we're in trouble, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
just make sure you tell ChatGPT thank you.
yes,
So it knows.
I do. I
No,
say
I'm just
please and
kidding.
thank you all the time.
Actually, don't, because that's killing the planet, I'm pretty sure. But so okay, AI practically. I do think that ChatGPT is amazing, but I definitely so you can use that for anything. I mean, it is essentially like a copilot, a search engine, although it's not maybe intended to be that. It is that.
Right.
Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, I
Like,
use
what do you feel like it is intended for?
so something that we focus on a lot when we're building with AI in our platform is that AI should be a supporting character to a human.
Mm-hmm.
Like it should just be a helper, maybe not. There's some things it can take over, but I just mean like in your day to day.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think I do have a toss up. It's crazy because I have an AI company, but it is always a battle, like knowing that there is a lot of scary parts to it. I mean, but I hope that a lot of really smart people will figure out how to not like destroy the planet
Right.
because of it, because it's here and now.
Right.
It's integrated into our lives, and so we're going to use it. And so I think like I'm one of these weirdos that does like try to use it ethically, I
Mm-hmm.
suppose. And I don't want to use it so much that I can't use my brain anymore, because I actually got on a really bad path where I was asking it everything, write this email, do this. So I think for me, I do like to use it as a brainstorming partner if I don't have another human and I have an idea and I need some quick feedback. I think it's really great for that. So I have tried to like detox from it a little bit. I really have, but I think using it as just like a brainstorm partner, especially in business,
Yeah.
is really helpful. And just talk to it like you would talk to a person,
Right.
and you get better answers.
It is crazy when you drive down the road. I'm like, hey, chat. And he's like, hello, how are you today?
I
And I'm
know.
like, okay.
It's so easy, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to have too much brain rot.
I don't think I mean, it's sometimes great. I'm trying to, and maybe it's me being the problem, but I like ask it to do like a proposal. Like I did it for the other day. And then I was like, do you want me to do this? And I was like, sure, that sounds good. But then when it does it, it's not that great, you know?
Use
And
it as a guide. I think that's a good practical thing.
yeah,
Chat for me a lot of times is just a guide when I'm stuck on something. So, because you always want to put your touch on it.
yeah, I think it's, sometimes I get a little more frustrated with it. Then I'm like, all right, come on. You should be doing this. You should realize that I'm getting frustrated with you because you're super smart, right? And you should be figuring this out ahead of me, but it doesn't do that yet. But I think it's learning me, which is a little crazy.
So, there's an AI tool that I use to build websites or to work on my website, and you can change your website with prompts.
Cool.
You can code with prompts. It's really cool. It's called Base 44, if anybody wants to play around with it.
Cool.
But I was so mean to Base 44 a few weeks ago that I had to contact support, and I caused the tool to hallucinate. Yeah. So they were like, no, you bullied it. No, seriously, that's like what they told me. They were like, yeah, you were like a little too aggressive with it, because it was just making me so mad and I was in a pinch. And it was just like a
And you're
week
trying to
long.
get stuff done, and
I
you're
was
like,
trying to get stuff
it's not
done
doing
and
it.
it just wasn't doing it. And I literally flipped the whole thing out because I was too mean to it. So be nice to your neighborhood robots.
Yes, I think I think it's funny that I do say please, thank you, would you mind doing this for me? Like it's just like I can't get rid of my manners. Like they've been
I hate to
ingrained.
bother you, but could you look?
If you're not busy right now, I know you got a lot going on. There's like a 4 billion people talking to you, but yeah, so I think it's funny.
Me too.
So how are you seeing AI integrate into hiring and like your company, and how are people using it there, and how would some people listening who have a buddy who's an HR manager and he could use it too?
Oh my gosh, if you have a buddy that's an HR manager, you need to tell him to call me.
I could do that. I could do that.
Call me, text me, email me. We'll talk it through. But I think from the hiring perspective, AI is in everything, which is again a good thing and a bad thing, depending on you want to make sure your candidates are still having a good experience with it, and it's not just focused on optimizing your life. Like you need to make sure your candidates are still feeling good about the
Sure.
processes. But gosh, I mean, AI and hiring it's hot right now. It's everywhere.
Right.
People use chat to create resumes.
Mm-hmm.
There's AI tools to screen the resumes. There's AI tools to do the interview. You can completely automate the entire HR process, which I don't recommend, but you can.
And then I think for me, listening to you and your business, I would think that the video aspect of it is something that can't be replaced, right? Because that's still a person. I mean, you're still getting that person's image and you're having to, deal with that. And then you've got to go to another person and they're going to have to analyze some of that. They're going to want to watch the video if they're hiring somebody. And so I don't think that'll ever be replaced. I mean, they may go, yeah, you've got 1,000 data points on
Mm-hmm.
Michael, who just, filled out an application to be our, staple maker or whatever it might be.
Staple maker.
And so he's, and he looks like he's going to be great at, but, you still got to watch the video and go, hey, I don't know if Michael's going to be the best staple maker at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think our heart behind building the company, because video screening, video interviewing is like a really touchy subject in HR because you don't want to take all the human elements out of the process.
Right.
And that's why we focus on that just initial screen,
Mhm.
3 really, really personality heavy questions.
Okay.
That way, it's just giving you a way to look at the candidate outside of just a resume that's going to look like 100 other resumes. And on the flip side, it gives the candidate a way to really show soft skills that are important in these roles that you cannot articulate on a resume. And so we still really encourage let this be your entry point, but then an in-person or a human to human interview is still like our recommended next step. So yeah, we try to just be like a small piece of a still very human-centered
Gotcha.
process.
Do you mind sharing these questions that you ask?
So the companies set the questions themselves.
Oh.
It could be anything. I mean, we have a huge database that you
Yeah,
can choose
but it's
from.
just 3.
It's just 3 because
Okay.
you're just trying to get a taste. You want a minute of content. Most people take 20 seconds to answer. You got to make it simple so that the candidates don't feel overwhelmed
Right.
or that they overthink it and they can really be themselves. So, yeah, we're not trying to show you everything. It's just a little snapshot of like, oh, okay, yeah, I think we want to interview this person. So the questions are all across the board. One that I can point to, our very first customer, still one of our best customers, they are really big on their thing is, and this is very layered and anyways, but they say they want the Chick-fil-A level employee in their
Right.
place. And so they ask a lot of questions even beyond just our screen. So just generally through their process. But like one of the questions that they ask, I believe last time I looked was, how have you impacted the community?
Mm-hmm.
So questions like that, that's
Yeah.
what people kind of focus on. And depending on what, like I said, what makes somebody work in your organization, what's the culture you're trying to build? And then you
Right.
really frame the questions around that.
Yeah, I think it's that's a good open-ended question, right?
Yeah.
That's going to help them, one, probably self-discover like, oh, I haven't done, or
Yeah.
I've made, you know, I've
Yeah,
made
and most
beds for
people don't
people,
think
right?
about
Yeah.
it. Like it can be something really small but impactful that you've
But then there's, like you said, a lot of layers. Like if they have done stuff, then it's really not about them. They're not all self-centered and like, oh, I just want to get this job to make money so that I can buy a
Yeah.
new car and whatever,
Another question people ask that I think is really cool, and these are just unique questions, is who was your favorite boss and why?
Yeah.
So stuff like that, I think rather than tell me about a time
Right.
all of those. It's more of like, we want to see you
Yeah.
and then we'll figure out the rest.
Yeah. I have a friend. He says, what are you best at? Like, what have you won an award for?
That's good. I like that.
You
See, that
know?
would be like a perfect question for this.
Yeah. And then I always ask people, like, what's the hardest you've ever worked? And tell me about that. Yeah.
That's good.
It is because you got to find out if they're going to stick with it and they've got grit. I want to know
Yeah.
about grit.
And just want to see them as a person, not just another, you know, notch in the system. It's like,
Right.
who are you?
Right.
We want to invest in you. And we're really lucky because the groups that we work with, like, they are using us because they do want people they can invest in.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been really awesome to see that.
Yeah. And you want to be able to work with these people and hang out with them and
Yeah.
enjoy that mix. And so if you can figure that out, that's going to be good, right? I
Yep.
mean, you're building kind of like a recipe, right? You need all the right ingredients to make it work and come
That.
out beautifully.
Yep.
And so, um, do people come to you and say, "Hey, I need a X, and I want you to build a set of questions and a resume attractor for this kind of person"?
So we don't do much custom
Okay.
stuff. Now, we do have things that we have like a pretty robust onboarding package, some continued training. If you really want to dig in more to like your culture profile, like if you don't feel confident enough to answer that and pull out these specific questions, then yeah, almost like a consulting thing. Like we do have that as an offering. But for the most part, we're pretty hands off. But yeah, we do have ways to dig deeper with you if you want to do it, but you need a little extra support. We have an organizational psychologist on our board that'll come in and consult with people, and yeah, so
That's cool.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, how have you changed by listening and learning all about all the personality stuff?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it's made me like psychoanalyze everybody. And so I would say that empathy is like a pretty big, strong point for me. I'm like, my IQ might be lower, but my
EQ.
EQ is it's off the charts. Like, please send help. Like, how do I get this like down? But I think it is because I just think so much about different personality types
Right.
all the time. And I'm really interested just in my own free time of like, I wonder what happened to make them react like that. And I think, my life has certainly not been perfect.
Mm.
And there's been a lot of situations that have made me react a certain way or make me feel a certain. So yeah, I'm really interested. I'm a big therapy girl. So I am just, yeah, I think it's definitely made me try to have more patience with people and try to really, I don't know, dig deeper with the people that come
Have
in
you
my
taken some
sphere.
courses on counseling, like in counseling and learning that kind of side of it too, so that you can integrate that into the.
So I started out as a psychology major in school and was going to be a counselor, but then I'm also a hypochondriac. So I'm like, I'm going to have every problem. Like if somebody has an issue, I'm going to also have that. So kind of,
That's funny.
jumped off that
Yeah.
train pretty fast. But I've taken Enneagram workshops and things like that. But as far as like counseling courses,
No.
no.
Gotcha. Okay. How are you impacting the community now?
How am I impacting the community now? I'm really excited to be building here. I think there's a lot of great young entrepreneurs that are in the same
Mm-hmm.
position that I was in. And my hope is that I would impact them to go for it, know that they can do it. And if they decide to leave, that's fine, but you can stay here. I'm really, really trying to impact
Yeah.
like the entrepreneurial ecosystem here locally. And yeah, I think I'm doing that. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think I'll spend my whole life trying to do that.
I think as long as we're trying every day to help people, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would one of these listeners who's wanting to be impacted and maybe like, hey, how do they want to reach out to you to have you help mentor them or encourage them maybe? How do they reach you?
You can send me a DM. Very chronically online. And I think you'll probably link my social handles
We
somewhere, but
will.
it's
We'll
just
put all that in the
Lauren
show.
V. Glass on Instagram and
Lauren
TikTok.
V.
V as in
Glass.
Victoria.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, send me a DM, whatever you guys link, find me there. I'm
Okay.
always happy to have coffee and talk.
Yeah, because I think, giving away our lives is what we're called to do.
Yeah.
Every day and help people. So you have a husband.
I have a husband,
What's his name?
Logan.
Logan. What does Logan do?
His family, he's a part owner in a construction company. They actually just celebrated their 76th year in business.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Mullins Company
Okay.
is the name of you'll see a truck. Every time I tell somebody,
I've
I'm
seen
like,
trucks.
you'll see them now.
What are
But
they specialize in?
insulation, acoustical ceiling, garage door.
I've got them in my phone. I've called them before.
I'm sure you have. Yeah. So that's Logan. His grandfather started the business. His dad took it over from him, and now Logan and his brother are both in the business.
That's
and
cool.
My mother-in-law too. So true family business.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then what is in the future for you guys in 2026? What are y'all going to do exciting this year?
Gosh, we did a lot of exciting things last year. So actually, we just had our New Year planning session. We're like, maybe a little less excitement this year.
What did you guys do that was super exciting last year?
We bought our forever home last year. I know, sorry.
Oh.
Listen, his best friend is a real estate agent. But if he wasn't, then I would be gone. No. So we bought our dream house. It's a 1929 old house. So
cool.
Yeah, so exciting this year will be continue to work on that. We're big Tennessee basketball fans, so hopefully they'll pull it together, and we normally go to March Madness every year.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So yeah, that's probably other than that, we'll be doing a lot of enjoying our mortgage, I think.
There you go.
In 2026.
Well, luckily you got a construction company to help you, like insulation company. You can get it all the way you want it. All right. Where do you guys like to go for a date night in Johnson City or Kingsport? You could even enlighten us into some spots in Kingsport.
Yeah.
Do y'all live in Johnson City or Kingsport?
We live in Kingsport.
Okay.
Our favorite spot is Juniper.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure
that's in Johnson City.
I know. It is.
Okay.
Kingsport, favorite spot. We're big breakfast date people.
Okay.
Urban Brews.
Ooh.
Coffee shop downtown. Seriously, the best cinnamon rolls ever. And she's a gluten-free baker as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Urban Brews is definitely.
That right beside Stir Fry? Kind of in that same.
It's on the
same
Broad
block?
Street. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So that's our Kingsport spot. But yeah, we just went to Juniper last weekend. So we always.
What do you like? All right, we can't leave Bristol out. Where do you guys like to go in Bristol?
In Bristol, where did we go? Actually, recently we went to Abingdon. So I'm going to take it a step further.
Keep going up the road.
We did Foresta, I think was the name of it. It was it's like a fusion of a bunch of different things.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
cool.
Very interesting. And then Summers Roof and Cellar, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And Bristol, gosh, where do we go in Bristol? Oh, Machiavelli's. Classic Italian.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. Where's your favorite place to get a cup of coffee?
Urban Brews.
Urban Brews.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Johnson City Coffee. Get coffee here?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I've recently tried Fearless. I liked Fearless. And I like Stillwaters. It's in gray. I'm literally covering every.
We love. I love
Stillwaters.
Those guys, Eric and Bree, they're awesome people.
Yeah,
it's a great spot.
I liked it.
Yeah. What do you like to do for fun in the area?
Gosh,
When
every
you're
time
not
somebody
working all
asks
the
me
time?
this, I'm like, I'm so boring. So we like to pretend that we're going to become outdoorsy because the mountains and stuff. So every year a big hobby of ours has been let's go hike, and we actually never do it, but we do enjoy thinking about it.
I think that's one of I think that's probably one of the biggest things about our area. I think we take it for granted.
No, 100%.
I mean, I love being outside, and I don't hike a lot, but I'll go for a run or whatever. But I think it's our area is so beautiful, and yet we don't go hiking. And I bring people here all the time, and they're like, "We're moving here so we can hike every day."
I know.
I just had a friend, Chris, and his wife. They moved really close to a trail because they wanted to go on the trail every day. I was like, "Look at you all," and
it's gorgeous, and I wish that so, it's coming up. Spring's normally when we'll say we're going to do that, and we don't, and we'll just take a nice drive. But no, my hobbies. So are you a runner, or did you just throw that out?
I do a little, not like when they make me do it at the gym.
Okay. I'm training for a marathon.
Oh, Good for you.
So I do run, and
A
that's not
lot.
really that well. Yeah, I think I'm going to be a one and done. I did a half last year. I think one's going to be.
Yeah.
You won't catch me like doing this again. I don't think. Gosh, I don't know. We just hang out with friends in different spots. Honestly, we're not like too exciting. Try new
Hey, that's great.
restaurants.
You have pets? Are you a pet person?
We have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. We do too. What kind of dogs do you have?
2 rescues, so they're super mutts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one mini schnauzer and then one rescue, which we adore them both. They're super sweet.
Same.
Super sweet. What's something I didn't ask you that you wish we had covered? Anything?
Gosh, I feel like we kind of hit
it all.
we hit the high
Yeah.
points, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Personality pool.
Yes.
Where do we find that online?
Personalitypool.com.
.com. You got it. Okay. And then what's one tip you can leave our listeners with about personality profiles for hiring people?
I think my tip would be to find ways, even if it's not with Personality Pool, to give people a chance, even if they look like a non-traditional hire.
Okay.
You really should, if unless you're hiring for doctors and nurses, you need to have those credentials locked down for that. But if you're hiring for somebody that's going to be dealing with the public, I think that you should give people that maybe traditionally wouldn't stand out on a resume a chance and find a way to let them shine.
Right, because everybody's got some sort of super talent that the Lord's gifted them with, and we need to let it shine.
Totally agree.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
And I look forward to hearing about you selling out soon and then taking all that money and helping.
I'll come back whenever.
That'd be good. We'll be like, hey, what are you doing with all that money to help our area now? Or how many beds you
I've got, I've got dreams, so we'll see.
I like it. Well, thank you guys for listening. Till next time, I'm Colin Johnson. If you want to make a move here and meet Lauren, come on. I'd love to help you buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. We do a ton of property management too. Did you know that? So you can buy a lot of properties and we can manage them for you. So.
Okay. When I sell my company.
There you go. When you sell your company, we're going to do it. I love it. All right. Thank you so much and have a great day.